Hey guys, Byron Phillips here and welcome to my first vlog. This is me setting up a YouTube channel because I'm in the process of learning videography and photography, and I would like you guys to come along for the journey. So this is me, and this is not about me doing any teaching or anything like that. I'm literally learning from the ground up, and I would like this to be a shared and collaborative experience. So the whole purpose of this video is to currently show where I'm at and hopefully share a bit of insight as to my experiences with getting to where I am, and hopefully people who are just starting out will also be in the same position and benefit from this. So what I wanted to talk about was this vlog might have to be split into two sections. I want to talk about the moment lens. I purchased this last week. I've not been able to go outside and actually do a proper practical experience with this or test this in any way, but I did manage to do another video whereby it shows the effects of what happens when you just use the normal Samsung S9 and its camera, then what happens then when you apply a ND and polarizing filter to that camera, and then the effects then of having the moment wide angle lens and then the same process, because there are one or two nuances that people need to be aware of if you're learning that you might find useful. The second part of this video, which will be after this, is pairing this up to the smooth 4, because there are a few caveats that you might not be aware of, or you kind of are aware of but you're not sure how they play out. So there'll be two videos, one talking about the effects that the filters have on the camera and the new lens, and the second video then will be about the nuances between attaching this to the smooth 4. And I hope that it benefits people, because when I was purchasing these items, when I put it on, there are a few things that you're going to need to know on how it behaves and what you need to do to get it working. So yeah, I will cut to the next video and hope you enjoy. Now usually at this point in all the cool videos, that would transition over, but it turns out my clicking is shit, so you're going to have to bear with me. No? It's still... bear with me guys, you'll just have to... Okay, third time lucky. Hey guys, just about to show the effects that I'm experiencing with a different setup between ND filters that are variable and fixed. I'll also be putting on the moment wide angle lens, and today the polarizers come, so I'm going to try and give you a brief demonstration of what to expect when you attach all these together. So first things first, I'm just going to start off with the variable ND filter. Now currently this is set to the minimum. I will slowly rotate this right the way through to the maximum, so let's see if I just don't get my grubby mitts in the photo. So there's that, well, there's my thumb. So that is slowly turn it, so I'm trying to make it darker. So we can slowly see it's gradually getting darker. That is the darkest it will go, I think, is a maximum, but if you can see, there is a slight crossfade as you go through. So that's what I'm experiencing with the variable filter, which is to be expected. Now, a bog standard polarizer isn't going to do much for the actual brightness, but it'll fetch out the colors, so you can see in the wood it's a bit better. Now what I'm going to do now is I've got the Gob ND fixed date, so this is just a fixed filter, so there we go. So that's what happens when it's on the ND8. I've got the ND64 here. And I do have an ND1000, but it's pointless me putting that on because that's just going to completely darken the image. So what I'm going to do now is that I've got the moment lens with the mount on, the filter mount, and I'm going to attach this so you can get an idea of the field of view that you're going to get. So twist that on. There we go. So already now you can see part of the tape. I'm way over there, so you can see a lot more. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to attach the variable ND filter, and I'm going to set it to minimum. Now it's going to make a bit of a racket when it goes on the camera, so I apologize for that. I'll leave it at that so I can see what the minimum is. So that's what it's like on the minimum, which is fine. So we will see how far I can turn this without it being too much of that crossfade. So right now, turn in, and it's starting to, if you notice, it's starting to come in. There we go. So you're going to get that crossfade. It's still kind of usable, but I can't see at the moment because it's bright outside, so I don't know about the image pollution. But there's me going back all the way down to min. So I will set it here. So that's what it looks like with the variable ND. So I'm not getting the same amount of crossfade that I was getting the other day. It was really bad. So I don't know what's changed with that. So I'm going to take this off, and I'm going to put fixed on. Now this is the ND8. I'll just lightly screw this. So that's the ND8, and you can't see any of the sky, but we are shooting at 24 frames per second. It is on ISO, I think 48 or 2.4 aperture. Yeah, so that's that. Now I'm just going to put the polarizer on to see what effect. Crap, don't drop it. I'm just going to hold it. No, I'm not, because I'm getting something that okay, so give me a second, let me just sort this out. I'm just going to attach it to the filter first, because I got a funny feeling I'm going to get some vigneting. Apologise for the noise. Right, there we go. There's also no markings on this for the polarizer for me to know exactly where the max strength is, or right, so excuse the noise again. Come on. Thread. And I think we're going to get some vigneting. Just keep. I think we're okay. Okay, so that's with the ND8 fixed, and now we can see some of the sky, and I'm just turning because I have no idea if it's setting the strength or whether or not it just is a fixed. I gotta check that. In actual fact, I can see a tiny amount of vignette in the top left hand corner. And it's not making any difference to the actual clouds. So I was under the impression that when you turn a circular polarizer that it was supposed to make a difference. There was. So there we have it. Let me know what your thoughts are, or if you can give me any suggestions. I'm just going to be doing a bit of practicing. It's obviously allowing me to film under these conditions. It's just a case of what I do at the time. So let's pan around and see if it there's a bit of my bag. So the skies are quite nice. Let me just pick this up. Perhaps sitting in this position isn't doing it any justice at all. And I'm just going to put the little tour of the garden. So there we are. So obviously the sun is right up there, so it's bouncing off those clouds, but we can see much more detail, which is nice. So practice. I'll be practicing with this. Hope this helps, and I will include bits of it in my first vlog.